Hi Geminians, welcome to your October Astrology Horoscope forecast for the year 2022. October brings about a phase of eclipses between Taurus and Scorpio, and you do not have to be a Taurus or a Scorpio in order for these eclipses to be affecting you. We all have Taurus somewhere or the other in our chart, and it could be worth your while to be seeing exactly as to where is it that Taurus is placed for you. Now, Taurus is all about security, stability, your sense of self-worth, and Scorpio, which is ruled by the warrior planet, Mars, and Pluto is about transformation, it's about sex, it's about intimacy, it's about evolving and embracing new for the old. It's all about changing yourself. Now, these specific eclipses started around 2019, and this is the second phase of it. They carry on till about 2023. For you to take a cue as to how is it that it's going to be panning out for you, you can look at as to where you were between 2012 and 2014. That's a time when these eclipses had happened again in similar planets. So they could be a sense of exactly what was going on, whether you were in middle of a job where you were looking for work, or whether you were finishing your studies, you were about to get married, you were in a challenging relationship. So you can take a cue from what was happening almost a decade back and see as to how it is, what are the lessons that you learned from that specific period of time during the eclipses, and how is it that you can apply the same currently in your life. Now, the interesting thing also about this entire Taurus and Scorpio eclipses that, even though eclipses, they're not really rare. They come between clusters in 3 to 7 every year. But for this specific one, in Taurus, we have Uranus that has been navigating through Taurus. And since 2018 now, Uranus is a planet of disruption. That's a planet that brings about a lot of chaos, and Taurus is all about reliability, stability. It's an earth sign, and Uranus rules the internet and even the stocks. So they can be this constant up and down, this suddenness of things happening for you, which you don't expect. You do not know what to do. There can be some amount of uncertainty that is there. And this, besides being there, of course, as to which part in your birth chart Taurus is there, it's also going to be impacting a lot of global events as well. So the best thing you can do is that you can shed your old patterns, especially psychological patterns, and more so because Scorpio is all about digging deep, looking at your childhood patterns, maybe, and because Taurus has to do with work and also with how it is that you look at your own personal security and self-worth. Try and see that you're not deflecting a lot. You're not shaming people around you and telling them how it is they should be eating, how it is they should be approaching their work, or even deflecting your own fear of what it is that you were taught since you were a child. Something that you wear as a security blanket, that you feel that something that you imbibed from your environment, from your parents, and that is something that you could be using to either emotionally manipulate, or you could be, because Mars is there could be a lot of aggression as well. So try and step back, Geminians, this month and see as to what is it that you are swinging between more, and try and maintain a moderation over there. So try not to bully people, especially whom you love emotionally. Try not to be, and we all have this sneakily, we'll let our things slide in and say, oh, but I wouldn't eat that. I'm very careful about my diet, or I would not do that. Or, I got my, I tend to stick to a specific job. I don't job hop, and I tend to work more harder than you are working hard. So try and see as to where all these conversations in your own head are stemming from, because this is something that comes very deep rooted inside you. And that's what Scorpio is going to be asking us of these eclipses, that you need to be transforming, you need to be releasing certain things, and change is seldom easy. But the important thing is to acknowledge and accept and work towards it, and try and see how best that you can bring about that change. Let me break down the month for you. On the 2nd, we have Mercury, which is your ruling planet, and it is going direct finally in your house of home. This is the house of Cancer. It also rules your mother, and a lot of conversations around. Maybe some of you are changing home, you're renting, buying, leasing. For some of you, maybe this speaks about renovating your house. You could be beautifying your house as well. For some of you, this could be some concern around a parent, around your mother, because it's the moon and it rules your mother, house of Cancer. And they could be maybe, some amount of either it's the fear or it's, you could be behaving like the parent. You could be canceling your mother at this point of time, and you could be, either whether, because it's Mercury, it's all conversations. You could be counseling her, maybe you could be encouraging her. I would, however, encourage that, often, unfortunately, parents tend to put too much on children emotionally. They let them they let them parent them, which is, I think it is really, really unfair, because children should be allowed to stay children. And by that, I don't mean mentally, as in that, you shouldn't, with adult children, you shouldn't share. But I think if there are your own fears, there are your own psychological barriers, your own traumas, I really think you should seek therapy and not deflect it on your own children. So if you are feeling overwhelmed with a parent, with oversharing, or if you feel that you've turned into, your own mother for your mother, then maybe it's a time for you to be stepping back and encouraging your parent to be going in for some therapy and for counseling, which will really do her well. We have a full moon that is set in your house of friendships. This is the house with people who are like-minded, who are your tribe, with whom you share your similar goals, similar desire. Maybe there's a similar objective that needs to be met. But lunar eclipse is also about endings. It's about culminations, that they can all, usually be quite overwhelming and quite emotional. So it can be for some of you, you're walking away from a set of friends, maybe a community, maybe you're changing places, maybe you are literally letting go of a group of friends because you've outgrown them and they do not sort of serve the purpose of being supportive or being emotionally available. However, for a lot of you, I would also encourage you to elevate your relationships and try and seek out more groups, people who are more aligned to you, and also to be careful about that you're not the person who's making the most adjustments in the group. You're not the person who's sort of, getting up to rescue everybody, or who's the person who's supposed to be putting things together, or who's supposed to be managing the group, organizing everything, being emotionally responsible. So if that is the case, you need to be stepping back, but do stay open to newer friendships. You might just surprise yourself, Geminians. It's a wonderful time to be going out, hanging out with friends, with newly made friends. It's a great time to be just hanging out and chilling, having conversations, networking, meeting with people who are from the similar work sphere, exchanging ideas, and you will surprise yourself that you will be able to make a new sort of community for yourself. The 11th, we have your ruling planet Mercury again, that is going to be moving into the house of love, romance, creativity, and children. Wonderful time to be spending time with a loved one, wonderful time to be collaborating with someone, great time to be releasing music, writing a book, wonderful time to be finishing a project. Also, it's a wonderful time to be letting the inner child out. Good time to be kind to yourself. I think in any case, any time is a good time to be kind to yourself. But this specifically is a time where you need to be more, allow yourself to be more playful, allow yourself to be more easy. This entire of holding the world on your shoulders and walking is just not working for you, Gemini. So, feel free, stay easy, check within yourself, in your heart, in your head, in your soul as to how is it that you're feeling, and consciously then shed those worries and allow your inner child, be playful, be easy, be present, be mindful, and it'll do wonders for you. Now on the 24th, this is the biggie. We have Sun that is moving into your house of day-to-day chores. This is also the house of your health. And then we have on the 26th, we have Venus that is also coming over there. But again, on the 25th, we also have a solar eclipse that is there in this house. And then on 30th, we have Mercury that is coming and joining a party. So you have 4 planets that are sitting in your house of day-to-day chores, your house of health, your house of looking at your lifestyle, how you're living, the kind of food that you're consuming. Now I'm going to go back to the eclipses and I'm going to bring those again. The extremes and the psychological impact and the sense of self-worth, you need to be seeing as to where it is that it is stemming from, Geminians. When you are saying those hurtful things and very unconsciously, all these patterns, because with Pluto and Mars being there in Scorpio, it's really digging deep. It's asking you to look at your own patterns as to what is it, why is it, it makes you say certain hurtful things that you do. And also, again, I'm going to be reminding our partners, our parents, and similarly for our parents, we are not therapists. You know, while it's wonderful to have understanding partners, it's wonderful to, of course, our parents are always listening to us, but if it's like a constant rant, if you feel that you cannot, you feel overwhelmed with your emotions, you must go in for therapy. Your partners, your wives, your spouses, your children are not your therapists. So please do not overwhelm others with all this entire emotional intensity that is, that comes and goes, and especially with the eclipses, it could be that you feel really overwhelmed by it. The temptation during the eclipse is, will be higher for you to sort of, either it's my way or the highway, either I do a very strict diet or I'm not going to be doing it at all. Either if, a certain person loves me, will do this or will not. So a lot of these extremes can come about, and it's a wonderful opportunity that whenever we are pushed against the wall, whenever we are forced to sort of take these impulsive decisions, or when we feel overwhelmed, to be asking ourselves as to where is it that it's stemming from? What is that sense of self-worth that I feel so low in myself that I need to be deflecting on the other person and making them feel small because it makes me feel better? Or if I'm feeling horrible, then I want the other person to feel horrible as well, Misery loves company. So that is for something for you to be looking at. Mercury, of course, is going to be encouraging a lot of conversations, a lot of communication. So wherein that you're trying to bring about change, and if you're courageous enough and if you're honest enough as to what is it that is not really working for yourself in your own life and your own patterns, then I think the eclipses are a fabulous, fabulous time wherein that you can literally shed off that skin and you can adapt, be the new you. And as dramatic as it sounds, and maybe as painful as it is for some of us, because change is not easy, but the fact that you sort of start making an effort and you try to recognize your patterns and sort of start nipping them in the bud is something which will hold you in really good stead in coming years, Geminians. Do remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I keep forgetting to say this, but it's always lovely to get a comment, get your feedback here, whether the content resonated from you. It allows me, it encourages me to create more content. I'll see you again soon, and thank you so much for watching.